This is an unnamed mine. It's a collapsed adit. It'll be designated E8020104. We're looking almost west, but a little northwest here at the collapsed adit. You can see the trough going up away from us, the trench that's left when the adit collapsed. It's not very significant. It's just one that was located on the map, and we're just documenting that it's here, and this is what it really is, it amounts to. So we'll get a shot back on the dump to see what it looks like. Here we're looking just a little southeast, mostly east, at the dump for this E8020104. We're again looking out on the dump. It's about 35 feet from where I'm standing, from right where the portal used to be. It doesn't go out all that far, 35 feet maybe 15 feet wide. It's pretty small dump. This whole area has got abundant little prospect pits and almost pseudo adits. They started digging into the hill, and there's a lot of little dumps. You know, they might just be pits into the hill. They weren't adits, and I never dealt with all of them. There's just, the whole hillside here is just peppered with them. The north side of this ridge that comes from the Monarch mine, there's a huge bunch of trenches up on the ridge itself. They cut across, trying to cut probably the Atlanta lode zone. So we'll get a shot of the dump, kind of a profile looking basically south, to just get a perspective of how big it really is. Here we're looking pretty much straight south at a profile of the dump that we just did, that 80201-4. Again, you can see my pack there is right on almost on the lip of the dump, right out on the edge. It's just outside the portal, and then the dump goes out just a little farther past my pack, and then dribbles down the hill a ways. It's probably maybe 40 feet on the slope going down the hill, but it's only 35 feet on the flat, and then about 15 feet wide. So this will be it for site E80201-4. What we're looking at here is a small trench. It showed on the map as possible adit, like out on the end of this ridge, kind of west of the Monarch mine, quite a ways out, a mile or so. It will be designated E8020105. There's a series of 4 trenches, kind of pseudo adits, I suppose. We'll look at each one of them. This is the westernmost, and we'll just work our way to the east. There's 2 of them on the western end that are pretty close together, and we'll look at the next one to the west, or to the east, and then move on to the next set. Now here's another one of these small trenches. They're pseudo adits. They've got dumps on them where the material was brought out, but they're really, I don't believe that they're any indication that they're true adits. As you can see the skyline there. We're almost on the ridge top. I think they're just more or less prospect trenches, hand dug prospect trenches, right on the ridge top. Again, we're looking basically to the northeast here a little bit, mostly north, but a little northeast. You can see a little bit of quartz vein material down in the bottom of that trench. And this is again property E8020105, and we'll just move on to the to the east to another set. Here's the third trench in that group for property E8020105. We're on the third trench again. It's the third coming towards the east. We started on the west. Trench 1 would be on the far western end. Here we're looking almost due north at the trench. They're very small, probably no more than about 6-8 feet deep if you just take the absolute deepest part of the trenches. So they're very small, more or less just hand dug trenches, prospects along this ridge here. So we'll go to trench 4, which is the easternmost in this sequence. Again, this is property E8020105. This is the easternmost trench. It's very, very minor. There is stockwork quartz and quartz vein material all over the dumps on these little trenches, but they're very, very small. Probably the biggest one was 6 or 8 feet deep at the deepest. There's a small pit up at the top of this one here. This again the fourth one, the one to the far east. And there are prospect pits all over this area. It's been very heavily prospected over the years, but I'm not going to deal with virtually any of the small pits and other trenches. There's some modern cat trenches along the ridge, kind of north-south trenches on the east-west ridge. So this will be it for property E8020105.